Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. Now, today, I just want to hold a reasoning with my people them. I want to hold a reasoning with my race. Today, I'm feeling very solemn, very reflective, and very introspective. I just want to hold a reasoning, a serious reasoning with the few serious viewers and subscribers that I have on my channel. Guys, I'm feeling very hurt, I'm feeling very disappointed in certain things that I see going on. And for you to understand where I'm coming from, I want you to understand the purpose of my channel. This channel was created to wake up black people. That is one. I wouldn't say. I would say that is the main focus. Though I tend not to do much of that, but that was the main plan, and that is the eventual end game of this channel, to see if I can wake up my people. In the beginning, I posted a lot of extremely how should I say, superficial stuff, things that can help and enlighten, but did not take very deep thinking. I waited well over a year and 6 months into my channel's being online before I put out a very serious video. And that first video that I put out in order to wake up my people was this one. And it said why black people would be very powerful if they woke up. I actually expected that this video would have done very well, because basically virtually 100% of my audience are Africans, both in the diaspora and on the African continent. Although most Jamaicans are so fast asleep and they are so mentally enslaved that they don't even realize that they are Africans. Tell some Jamaicans that and them bex with you. But let's leave that for another story. Now, this video was actually posted on the 27th of December last year, 2023. And in all honesty, or in my naivety, I expected that it would do very well. Because, as I said, because of the audience I'm trying to reach and the audience that I know I have. But guess what? It grasped a measly 508 views. Normally, my videos, the average minimum is about roughly 4,000. Right? This video grabs 508 views. In other words, black people looked at this topic and said, this is not for me. And if you look at the thumbnail that I did, because I'm a graphic artist by profession, so my thumbnails are extremely different from every other thumbnail you ever see on YouTube, because I'm probably the only YouTuber who is a professional graphic designer. I use a globe surrounded, locked down with a black chain, which to symbolize how black people could lock down the globe with if they just wake up. But 508 views. And guess how many comments? 31. Anyway, everything that I had to say in that video was couldn't hold in the one video, so I decided to make a part 2. So as I said, this one was on December 27th. So on December 30th, that means this was the last video I made in last year. Now, I didn't change the topic. I just developed on the topic that on what I had said in the prelude in the first video. But I built a more sensational thumbnail this time. And look at it. Now, I showed black men in all their glory. The physique. I showed black men in the most elegant and strongest and more powerful state that a black man could ever look. And of course, inside the video, I showed some black women in all their glory, my black queens in all their glory. Yes, and you know how many views this one got? Let me tell you, man. 359. Remember, part 1 got 508. This one got 359. And guess how many comments? 0 comments. Not one single comment. You know, looking back on this, you know what it makes me feel. And I'm talking about this is something that I looked at today. So the information I'm giving you and the statistics of these 2 videos is what I looked at this morning, this Sunday morning, April 21st. So the irony is, the videos that I made to wake up black people is the videos that they actually wholeheartedly and en masse reject. Don't want to even know. Guys, you don't know how I feel? I feel like Harriet Tubman. Some of you might have heard of Harriet Tubman, that they call Moses, in the US, who went down into the slave states and led people to freedom and what was known then as the Underground Railroad. You know, after she retired and got old, you know what she said her greatest regret was? She said, I could have freed 10 times more people if only they knew they were enslaved. But you see, most people, most of us, we think that just because we can get up right now and put on our clothes and just go jump in our car, or if we don't drive, we can just jump on a bus and go to the beach and go to the movies or go wherever we want. We're free. We don't need nothing more. We're free. And because of that perception, that is the reason why we are the poorest, the most destitute, the most uneducated race on the planet. Because as they say, you know, a man is a fool to what him don't know. And if you don't know, say you don't know something, then you're a fool. This reminds me of a song with Junior Reid sing. Him sing a song say, Babylon release the chain, but them a use them brain. You see, the chains were taken off our hands and feet, from our wrists and our ankles, and put around our brains. And we have never been able to use that. That is why every other race, the Chinese, the Indian, the Japanese, the Koreans, the whites, the Europeans, everybody just take black people and handle them like yo-yo, because the chain is around their brain and they can't even wake up nor even be attracted to anything that would wake them up. And it's just sad for my race. It's just sad for my race, because there are few of us who have woken up and is trying to say, guys, all is not okay. But they won't even listen. But you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. That is why Bob Marley said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Yourself. None but ourselves can free our minds. Nobody can free you if you don't want to be free, you know. You have to want freedom. And if you don't even realize you lack freedom, or if you don't even realize, say, you have a need, then, you know, it's hopeless, really. Here is the thing. You cannot wake up someone who does not even know they are asleep. You cannot free someone who does not even know they are enslaved. The thing is, I have another very serious video to put out that would strengthen my race. But it's pointless putting it out, because if I put it out now, I might only get maybe 12 or 15 views because it's was likely to get less than these other two previous ones. Why do black people, on the whole, reject enlightenment? And I'm sorry to say this, but we retarded as a race. Sometimes I think say we retarded. And we retard ourselves. And nobody make we retard. It's not a mental incapacity. It's just how we think, or rather, how we refuse to think. And, the people who know the least are those who think them know everything. And let me give you an example. I'm a music selector. And I select music all over Jamaica. Well, I do real music, good music, 60s, 70s, 80s, a few 90s. I do real vintage music selections. And, somebody would come to me and say to me, for example, play some Dennis Brown. I'm say, okay, I'm decide to play Dennis Brown. I'll be there playing about 6, 7, 8, 9 Dennis Brown. And the person would come back to me and say, Bridging, me not tell you to play Dennis Brown, man. Play some Dennis Brown, no? I'm going to say, but Bridging, from you tell me cut, I have been playing Dennis Brown from the past half an hour. He say, oh, me don't know them the Dennis Brown, me don't want to know them the Dennis Brown, me don't have nothing to do with my best Brown. Play this one, and play this one, and play that one, they only play them there. Now, this is a person who have an extremely closed mind. They know 3 Dennis Brown or 2 Dennis Brown music. And that's all they want to know. I don't want to hear a single one else. Remember, Dennis Brown had 33 number 1 hits in his life. This man know 2 or 3 or maybe 4 of them. And he has already closed his mind. So he's not going to listen to anything that you have to say. Because he, as far as I'm concerned, him know every Dennis Brown that's worth playing. And therefore, he's not even going to open his mind to say, let me hear them again, see if I can find another one to add to my list. No, him know everyone we're worth playing already. And that's it. And his mind is closed. End of story. And of course, when I said Dennis Brown, I could have used any artist, but the only reason why I use Dennis Brown, for example, is just an example, because I could have used a lot of other reggae artists or any other artists across the world who sing wonderful songs and who have many number 1 hits. Because most Jamaicans can relate, or most blacks can relate to Dennis Brown. I just used that one day. I could have used Bob Marley or Peter Tosh, for example. Let me tell you something about black people again and willful ignorance. Because most of the people who are dark don't dark because nobody leave them dark. People who deliberately decide to be dark. About sometime last year, I was talking to a friend of mine, a lady friend of mine, and she is a pharmacist. I know she's a pharmacy technician. I don't even know if it's the same thing. But I was talking some business with her and I said to her, dear heart, I want to start going and sell asham. I want to make asham, I go make asham and sell it because there's nobody in Jamaica who make asham anymore. And that would take the market and I would be the sole person who have that in Jamaica. She said, oh, for those who don't know what asham is, it's a mixture of cornmeal that has been parched cornmeal, and with mixed with powdered sugar. Yeah, simple as that. And her response was, no, you can't do that. Can't bring in asham. So I said, why? She said, listen, asham will give you stoppage of water. I was like, what? She said, yes, no, you from long time say anything with greens, we give stoppage of water. So hear me now. Me I try to see how damn fool she was. Me say, So that means you crush you don't crush your pimento seed in your food either. No, you can't do that. Them grains there, it will go up in your bladder and go in your kidney and end up give you stoppage of water. Mind you, this is a girl who I know for a fact, have C-Sec biology, mathematics, and supposed to know that it is scientifically and impossible for any grain other than microscopic molecules to pass through the intestines and be filtered anywhere into your bloodstream, much less to go into your kidneys or in any of your organs to give you what we call stoppage of water. So her willful ignorance is she obviously heard this from her grandparents or from some family member who probably couldn't read and write, and she grasped that, and regardless of her high tertiary education, it was still a damn fool. In other words, she could not even relate the reality of science and question what the ignorant fools in her family had said to her many years ago. She just couldn't see the relation between the two. Why? Because she refused to question. You just don't question nothing. And guys, before I go, I am going to throw a little jab at one of my favorite fellow bloggers. I subscribe to him, I watch everything he puts out, and I am going to say something. I'm just using him as an example of what I mean by when you lock your mind a certain way that you can't even think rationally. I'm still somebody who I may respect, So, but this is a good example. I just want to understand. Listen to these words. You know how we do it over on this side every morning. We have to give thanks to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed precious. Then after him exalt whichever Most High for preserving life, whoever that Most High is, because he didn't say. Him go on to tell you of all of the murders and the mayhem and the killings and the bloodbath that happens since last night. Oh, and I want to rationalize it now. How can you be here thanking whichever Most High it is for preserving life, and then you tell about all the life where that Most High never preserved, and actually thanking him? Now, that don't make no sense to me. That is one of the most extreme examples of cognitive dissonance that I've ever seen. But if any one of my viewers and subscribers can tell me how, explain that to me, because trust me, I write him and I asked him about 2 years ago, and he said he would get back to me. He never got back to me. I waited a few days, got back to him again. He said, oh, he had been kind of busy, he'll get back to me. And I wrote him about 4 times and asked him, how you do that when so and so and so and so? The same question, till eventually I realized him not going to answer, because he himself does not have an answer to it. Like most people who do stupidness don't have no answer. So me just leave it at that and say, this is just mental slavery really at its most extreme. And that's it. So you understand what me attack say? People who don't think or try to correlate events to see if they make sense. Now guys, I could go on and on and on and on, because there is so much examples that I would like to discuss with you guys. But I'm going to leave you with one thing. There are only 2 factors that control black people today, or that can control any human being. It's politics and religion. The two only things that can control human beings in life is politics and religion. And those are the 2 things that prevent black people from thinking. Once you love the politician or that political party, it can do no wrong. No matter what they do, it cannot ever be wrong. And if you really have to stifle your conscience and say they did something wrong, you justify it. The same thing with whatever God you praise. With whatever God you praise. No matter how much people God kill or give leprosy or smite or send in thugs to go kill, you justify it, and as far as you're concerned, God is good. Even though the Bible say the total opposite and tell you how the wickedness what God do, it not wicked when God do it. It not wicked that time. So both the religion, whichever religion, all of them included, me not single out none. But I would more say Christianity because Jamaicans can relate to that more than the others. But this is how mind control works. That is the reason why the Church of England, the king was not only the highest politician, but he was also the head of the church. Why you think them come back make the king or queen of England be the head of the church as well as the head of the political elite? Because both of them combined mean total control. Stop you from thinking. Anyway, I have a lot more that I could say, but I may have to start another channel and get a few people who really want to wake up to come on there. Because basically, to the way I see it now, my fellow Jamaicans, we're not ready for wake yet. We're not ready yet. Pointless, me just stick with you now. I don't know go nowhere. My mind not ready for this yet. And it's just sad. Guys, with a heavy heart, if you watch to this point, for the you few who watch this point, I just want to say thank you for listening and know that I just feel for my people. I just feel for my people. Take care of yourself.